Self-importance built bridges, the Dunning-Kruger sneering vanity. Famished modesty, killed in ditches, serves a leering fantasy. Peering dandily at a mirror, blind to clear inanity. Yet self-reflection is an aspect it is fearing handily. Self-importance built bridges, the Dunning-Kruger sneering vanity. Famished modesty, killed in ditches, serves a leering fantasy. Peering dandily at a mirror, blind to clear inanity. Yet self-reflection is an aspect it is fearing handily. The following are the fallacies of a massive ego, mediocrity and a personality multiplied by zero. A scrofulous mentality with the self-steelo of a hero, but a reality is banality with the bar so far below. The overestimates which land on inept instead of griot, both insecure but with the self-perception so grandiose. Unwarranted screeds bleed out a dense pretentious ethos, big-headed with a big mouth few have ever seen closed. The protagonists of life live on slovenly welded notions, at the bottom of their shallow traits and shameless self-promotion, speaking on themselves, hair, trigger, finger, wield, sword, swinging around perceived qualities like an R-selected billboard, conceded to concedes it habits and extirpates humility and becomes a crab in a bucket far too willingly, when what's on the inside is broken fundamentally, relying on external praise is severe futility. Self-importance built bridges, the Dunning-Kruger sneering vanity. Famished modesty, killed in ditches, serves a leering fantasy. Peering dandily at a mirror, blind and clear inanity. Yet self-reflection is an aspect it is fearing handily. While the foulest racing for validation on the net, only confidence they get is from strangers when they flex, beat their chest mindsets, but true happiness is kept in check. No amount of fame and fortune lets that person feel success. The machinations of the disposition become quite extensive and expensive, locked into a coil of perverse incentives. Most crash and burn and still learn no lesson. A handful float to the top and reach roach heaven. In the flames famed frame was a prized possession, its pride's procession in a high-priced profession, enamored with their own fables, chasing their own tails until the turning of the tables once thought too big to fail fell past the crabs they grabbed, descending and in peril back to whence they came, the bottom of the barrel. The rat race of last place hasn't gotten less feral. Nothing to show for the peak, there's only emptiness to herald. Self-importance built bridges, the Dunning-Kruger sneering vanity. Famished modesty, killed in ditches, serves a leering fantasy. Peering dandily at a mirror, blind and clear inanity. Yet self-reflection is an aspect it is fearing handily. Self-importance built bridges, the Dunning-Kruger sneering vanity. Famished modesty, killed in ditches, serves a leering fantasy. Peering dandily at a mirror, blind and clear inanity. Yet self-reflection is an aspect it is fearing handily. If you market to an ego, you can rob a person blind. If you market to an ego, pacifists can turn unkind. If you market to an ego, you can recreate biases that become so absurd they blame out groups for their sinuses. Slacked in the flattened brain wrinkles, a consciousness is shrinking, trapped in the monochrome tyranny of black and white thinking. Turn their audience to pay pigs, demagogues stoke hatred. Whether famous or faceless, line pockets are fated to turn the layman on a convenient target. Propaganda in mass, a legion of garbage. The pursuit of doing anything for a buck is a common crutch of the morally bankrupt. If you market to an ego, then the junk intertwined endeavors to a person to surrender